did we know or find out what really happened with Eric Gilbert just being on campus or connected to the program for 4 weeks and then I'm leaving again? I'm gone.
Yeah, never on campus. Mark. The whole plan was for him to come in May as an enrollee in May. Of course, everybody kind of just knows the grades are a big issue from his time at LSU. Maybe not doing the things he needed to do in the classroom late in the year there. But that's not the complete story. There's a lot of personal stuff that kind of just got shoved my way without me even really looking at it. Personal stuff that I wouldn't want out there about myself, a family member, anything. So I'm not going to put it out there. Just know I don't want people slamming on the kid saying, oh, he doesn't have the grades or he doesn't care or anything. There are reasons for that. And I'll leave it at that. But there were concerns if he'd be eligible for 2021 for a couple reasons, grades being one, and we didn't even know if the SEC would grant immediate eligibility going in conference from LSU to Florida. Who knows what the NCAA is going to do as well. So Florida's had some pretty good luck in getting guys eligible right away. But this one was going to be tough, I think, because of the great concerns and an in-conference transfer. So we don't even know if Gilbert would have been on the field in 2021. You're probably more looking at a 2022 guy anyway. But it's not good for Florida. We've especially on the podcast here, sometimes we get lauded, sometimes we get criticized for how much we look at recruiting. To me, there's too much history out there to prove that you got to recruit at a pretty elite level, especially right now with the way Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State, Georgia recruit. You have to recruit at an elite level to win consistently. And at the high school level, probably not good enough for what Dan Mullen and staff have done, but they've been able to support that with some really good transfers in the last few years. Van Jefferson, Trevon Grimes, Jonathan Grenard, guys like that. Now you got five-star DeMarcus Bowman from Clemson, and Eric Gilbert was another one that you could put with that support. And now that's not going to happen. So, we'll see. Maybe Dan Mullen's way of doing it's a little bit different with the way that the transfer portal. I think, we're still learning if teams can go out there and consistently win that way. But we know the other way works. We still know if you go out there and recruit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the recruiting rankings. And that's not everything. Don't get me wrong. Mark, I've always put it this way, recruiting doesn't mean you'll win, but you're not winning without it. That's about the simplest way to put it. So we'll see if the different style Dan Mullen's doing it will pay off in the end.
Yeah. And so basically, David, you read my line of questioning here. That's exactly where I was going to take you to the 2022 class, because I looked at where Florida is right now, and it's extremely early, of course, but with a couple signees, or a couple commits, I should say, 2 hard commits, Francois Knowlton, Sivion Ellis, decent prospects, but it looks like Florida's a bit behind in 22. What's the concern? Are there concerns?
Main concern right now is all the quarterbacks that are committing right now. Once one domino fell that didn't go Florida's way, now the dominoes have fallen where other quarterbacks that you thought Florida probably had a good chance on are also going somewhere else. And that's kind of the worry now. I mean, Florida's not in trouble at quarterback. To me, you bring a quarterback in anyway. You bring one in every year because you never know. Speaking of transfers and injuries and all that, Florida numbers wise is pretty set there. You got Emory Jones, Anthony Richardson, Carlos Del Rio, Jalen Kitna. Those last 2 I just mentioned were 2 quarterbacks brought in this last class there. So, Florida's set numbers wise, but you always if Anthony Richardson is going to be the guy for the next couple of years, do Del Rio and Kitna stick around? Those 2 guys come in. They're probably not going to leave together. So one of those guys, you probably say whoever does not get that job in the future probably is not going to be on the roster in a couple of years. So you always bring in quarterbacks, and it looks like right now a lot of the targets Florida was in on are committing elsewhere. So, Mark, it is funny that for all the success Dan Mullen's had, going out there and just getting a big-time 5-star quarterback just doesn't seem to be in the cards. It just doesn't seem that way, no matter if it was at Mississippi State after Dak Prescott or all the success he just had with Kyle Trask. it's not like he's lining up 5-star after 5 stars to come to Florida. He's got the reputation of being able to develop and push guys to the league. And we'll probably see him continue to do it now with Emory Jones and Anthony Richardson. And we'll see what happened with Kit and Del Rio. But it is an interesting arc to the Dan Mullen storyline, quarterback storyline, of all the success he's had of a Tim Tebow and a Dak Prescott, and even just at the college levels, not guys going on to the NFL, but turning Nick Fitzgerald into something. I mean, Nick Fitzgerald was a triple option quarterback in high school, and Dan Mullen turned him into a serviceable SEC quarterback. Turned Felipe Franks around a bit, made Kyle Trask a 2-star quarterback to now going to be a maybe late first round, second round pick in the NFL. An historic season for a Florida Gator quarterback. When you've had quarterbacks like Danny Wuerffel and Rex Grossman and Doug Johnson, Jesse Palmer, Chris Leak, and he's sitting there throwing up historic numbers. So a lot of success there, but it is funny that 5 stars just aren't lining up to play for Dan Mullen.
Yeah, you would think it would completely make sense. That's his reputation, and he's taking far less talent and turning it into something. Yes.